Well, hello everybody. Is everyone feeling cold today? It's fairly cold in a lot of the regions of the US at the moment. Very cold. Also, if anything seems off, let me know, because Streamlabs just decided to update right as I turned my computer back on to stream. So I had to fix some settings because it decided to default to some things that were not supposed to be defaulted. But I think I have everything where it's supposed to be. But if it's not, let me know. Yes, hello. I'm keeping warm, kinda. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't get cold that easily. It's just it's a little bit chilly, you know, for me. You can feel like how it's a little more chilly in the house in a way. But I will say, like, sometimes, like, you know, we put our recyclables out in the garage. We have, like, these bins that we, like, we'll put them in so that way they don't, like, accumulate in a pile. So I went out there to put some recyclables out, and man, like, you can feel the cold in your skull. Like, I was like, holy smokes. Like, I don't really mind the cold, but this isn't even cold. This is like you're gonna die. Like, this is really, I mean, and I think, like they said, in some parts of the country it's gonna get to like -50 with the wind chill. I think it's gonna get into the negatives where I am for sure, but it's not -50. That thank God for that. I'm not like, you know, that far down south. Actually, I think we got a Kofi. Hold on, I saw a Kofi. Let us look. We have a few. Today's the 24th, right? 24th. Summerman donated and said, "Hey Katori, I hope you're safe and warm. Love the audio yesterday. She is gorgeous. Her name her Kavi." I don't know what I'm gonna name her yet. I'm not sure what I'm gonna name her yet, but we'll come up with something cool. Kavi. I feel like it has to be a little longer than that, because like I feel like the Navi names are really like I feel like they have a little bit more of a longer cadence to them, but we'll put a pin in it in case I can't come up with anything else. It said, so last Friday was Dragon Appreciation Day, so I drew our Celeste in hand. Also, I hope my standee was not too much to ship. Yeah, thankfully the ones in the US weren't like, it was like, you know, it was something I could manage, because I mean, you know, after a while, you know, even a little bit like adds up, you know, and I gotta make sure like I take into account, because, you know, Etsy takes a cut of my stuff, and then I, you know, the cost to make it, and the cost to ship, the cost of everything. So I have to like take that into account. And so when I saw like the shipping was more for like basically all my orders, I was like, what's going on? But it was only like, you know, some cents to $1 for US shipping. So I just was like, you know what, I don't want to cancel all these orders. It'll be fine. But then for the ones that were overseas, it was more than that. So I was like, okay, I can't do so. But thankfully, there was a lovely anonymous yeet that decided to I don't know if they can say if they wanted to, but someone actually decided to pay all the extra fees for the overseas shippers. So I was like, that was so sweet of them. They were like, the yeets have to get their stuff, and I was like, okay. So actually, all orders are going to be shipped out because someone decided to be a little wholesome yeet, and that was really sweet of them. But no, thankfully everything's been shipped out and everything's okay. I just think sadly it was rather unfortunate that right when I put my stuff up, they were changing the shipping rates for USPS, so it was just rather unfortunate. But everything's fine. John Craft oh, actually wait, you said you drew Celeste. That's cute. Little Celeste. Very cute. John Craft donated and said, "Hey Katori, it's me, John. Just wondering if you got the nice birthday and 5-year anniversary card I sent you. Hope you got it." I think I did. It was sent a while back ago. Or maybe that was the I know you sent me a gift card, and like it was like and then you also like a Hershey bar along with it, which was very sweet. If you sent something new recently, I have not been checking the PO box. So if there was something other than the nice little you know, gift you got me that had the Hershey's bar along with it, then I did get it. But if it was for my anniversary, I can't remember if that was for Christmas or anniversary. I know I got something from you, but if that doesn't sound like what you sent, then I have not checked the PO box recently, so hopefully it's probably there. He also donated and said, why? All right, we're having someone else who's giving dad jokes. Let's see. Why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole in one. That's my joke of the day for you. Doggone it. We got someone else on the dag joke chain. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh, hold up. We have one more from John Craft. He said, I love Star Wars just like you. I love the Clone Wars and the trilogy equally. From the trilogy, I do a great imitation of Han Solo and Darth Vader. People laugh. I mean, hey, I love imitations of Star Wars. Yeah, I'd say for me, I think I really love Clone Wars. I think that's my favorite, but I'm glad you can appreciate them both. I know there's always so much debate as to which one's better versus the other, but yeah, I think it just depends on what you grew up with. Thane donated and said, "Hi Katori, hope you are well. The Navi video was incredible. I love alien women so much. My first alien crush was Tali Zora from Mass Effect, best alien wife. If there is a Navi sequel, I'm in Katori." Yeah, I was never really into the Avatar movies. I never was like, oh, like I want to watch these. Like I know when it first came out, people would like make memes like Avatar, because you know Avatar: The Last Airbender, like that was like I saw those going around for a while. But I don't know. I never really like was like inclined to watch it. But then like one day I guess I was mainly like, yeah, one day, I mean like recently, my sister actually watched a few of the movies with her friends, and she was like, yeah, I think you'd like it. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, well, she's like, they're not like amazing. She's like, but I think they're pretty good. And I'm like, okay. So I gave it a watch and it wasn't so bad. I was like, okay. And so I think we only got halfway through the second one right now. So, you know, I'm personally not the biggest fan of Jake Sully right now. But I love Neytiri. She's cool. She's cool. At least, again, I haven't gone through the whole movie. I know like there's been some issues, like people complain about all the different characters, so I don't know everything that happens in the second movie, but so far the second movie, the visuals are pretty good. As an artist, I can really appreciate all the work they went through to get the textures right. So yeah, I'm glad you like it. And so that obviously that is the whole reason why I made it, because I was like, oh well, I mean, I probably would have made it a long time ago, but I did not know anything about it. Like I didn't have the knowledge. So since I watched the movie, I felt more well equipped to like, you know, make a video on it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And I had fun drawing her. It was fun to draw her. It was really fun. I liked playing around with blues. Iron donated and said, "Hey Katori, got the Neko pillow and witch standy today. Awesome!" So now I have a lovely Neko to keep me warm through the storm. In exchange, here's a big warm hug. Oh, well, thank you, Iron. Says also, I was never interested in the Avatar movies, but I really liked yesterday's video. I actually gave me tingles. Oh, yeah, I just thought like, I don't know. I think like visually speaking, like watching the first one, actually it was pretty, like, I appreciate the work that was put into making like the Na'vi seem like a interesting alien culture. Like it was, I don't know, and like how like they're like connected to like their planet and stuff like that. I always loved like more organic, like, you know, like nature driven themes, and so I was like, this is really cool. I like how like Awa, you know, is like their, you know, like planet, or else like the entity that's like the living planet, the living being that's there, and I was like, that's really cool. So, you know, and so I mean, yeah, I mean, if you like the video, then you might like the first one. I don't know, but I can't vouch for the second one yet because I haven't really watched all of it. So, you know, sometimes the ending can ruin it, you know what I mean? But the first one, it was pretty good. I actually did. I mean, it's not like the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but it wasn't like, I thought it was going to be bad. I thought it was going to be really bad, but it actually wasn't. So, you know, you never know. Give it a shot. You know, if you're bored, that's what I did. I was bored one evening and I was like, I'll give it a watch. All right, we got a lot of super chats. Oh my goodness. I am behind. All right, Severman donated and said, "Tweet Miss Katori. Also, I hope you are warm as a s'more." I'm not necessarily warm. It's a little chilly, I gotta admit, but I'm doing a-okay. It's mainly my fingers. My hands are what are getting cold. Everything else is fine. It's just my hands. My hands get like really cold. Come by and say hi this cold evening. But we do need the link, otherwise people cannot come by and say hi. I always try to add the hashtag in case someone wants, like, is Trying to watch the different streams. There we go. Boop. Doo-dee-doo. Mr. Smee. Mr. Smee has been a member for 39 months and said global warming. At it again. Hey, I think it's more like climate change. It's more like climate change, all right? Honestly, it's gonna get worse from here. It's just gonna get worse from here, you guys. I mean, to be fair, after watching Avatar, I'm like, man, we are literally killing our AWA, man. Like, the planet is in trouble. The planet's in peril, y'all. And that's why the weather be so crazy. Man, there's some, man, yeah, because I know that they said, like, I can't remember exactly, word for word, or like at what year they predicted this, but they were like, yeah, they're like, all these crazy weather things, yeah, they're just gonna keep on getting worse and happen more frequently. I'm like, awesome, that's great. That's awesome, man. Next thing you know, like, yeah, in the summer, Ohio will be melting with fires, and then in the winter, it'll be like, literally like Ice Age. We'll have all the different weather cycles of all the different states, except you get them in one spot. Ohio is truly the SCP? I forgot what my brother would know. Sorry, I was reading guys' chat. Mr. Oneupon donated and said, "Good evening, Katori. How have you been?" I've been good. I just feel really tired today. Like, you know when you're just kind of like having a day where you're just kind of like, ugh, just kind of tired. So like, I feel like I'm not as, I was like, man, what am I gonna talk about today? Usually I can talk about anything, you know, I'm a chatterbox. I can just go off on any topic, and I'm like, what? I don't know. But you know, I mean, I had faith in myself. I'm quite a talker, so I figured I'd survive. Mr. Wanapon donated and said, "What's this dragon appreciation thing that you're talking about?" I guess there was like a dragon day or dragon appreciation day. It's not something I came up with. I think it's like a national day. I think that's what Cyberman was referring to. I think there was like a dragon appreciation day. It was like a national holiday kind of thing. So I think that's what that is. Because I did not even know that was a thing. Bobby has been a member for 38 months and said, 38 months? Holy yeets, how time flies. Also, could you give Ty a hug? He really needs one. Oh, I'm sorry, Ty. I'll give you a hug. I'm sorry, my homie. Sometimes you gotta give the homies hugs when they having a bad day. I hope you feel better, Ty. I know like recently you've been commenting saying you've been sick, so I'm sorry you've been sick. I hope you start feeling better if you're still sick. All the hugs for Ty. I hope you feel better, Ty. I'm sorry you're not feeling the best. Neb donated and said, "Hi Katori, really loved the videos this week. We got a Tomboy comfort video and new Navi GF. What a great week." Yeah, I mean, despite, you know, I don't have a lot of like, you know, like, I mean, I have like some comfort, but like not like solely focused on just comforting the listener videos because they generally don't do the best. I thought I'd give it another shot, you know, because I can't remember usually when I post them, but I don't know if I ever posted them in the winter time of the year. So I thought, I was like, yeah, I'd give that another shot. I know some people are feeling a little exhausted, myself included, so I thought it'd be a little bit therapeutic. And then, obviously, you know, I watched Avatar, so that's why the Navi was made. And I thought it'd be fun to draw. I just really wanted to play around with blues. I love blue, obviously. Ty donated and said, what do you get when you cross a pig and a pineapple? A porcupine. Oh my goodness, Ty. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be a cold raisin today. Nept has been a member for 24 months and said, "You and Famtori eats too. Better stay safe and warm this weekend. Winter storm or else. I'll be sad or something. I don't know. Sending big warm hugs." Yeah, no, we're staying all right. Thankfully, I mean, we're not like super like southern Ohio. You know what I mean? Like where it's gonna get colder. And I think like, you know, it's mainly the states below us that are really gonna be hit hard. But yeah, no, there's yeah, it's. I mean, we prepared a little bit just in case, because sometimes weather predictions, they're not always spot on. So we thought, just in case if the storm decides to go northward a little bit, you know, we got a little extra food, some other little supplies, nothing crazy. It wasn't like we were stockpiling like some, you know, like the world's gonna end. But, you know, just got a little extra stuff in case we had to hunker down for a few more days, or if, God forbid, the power goes out. So, but I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're gonna be okay. Barefoot Hippie has been a member for 12 months and said, speaking of Star Wars impressions, you should do Count... here. I thought you meant... Okay, I read that wrong. I thought like me. I'm like, I can't do Count Dooku. Here, so should hear my Count Dooku impression, your Count Dooku impression. I mean, yeah, I've heard some pretty good impressions. Some people are pretty good at, you know, imitating voices here, so, you know, I bet you're pretty good. Mr. Wanapon donated and said, by the way, I've watched your Avatar video this morning, but I hope you don't mind when I say you look hot as a Na'vi. Well, I'm glad the rendering of the Na'vi woman was good. I still think there's something I still want to tweak about her face. It wasn't until I fully rendered it that, like, I was like, dang it, I think I didn't make her irises big enough. Like, the irises of the eye, like, you know, the actual, like, you know, the colored part of the eye, like the, you know, like her golden brown eyes. I needed to make that bigger because I think there's too much showing of the whites of her eye, because the Na'vi, their irises are really big, and I guess that was something I forgot about. So I gotta fix that. That, and I don't know, I might fix the facial structure if I ever do another one. Maybe I'll like tweak it a little bit. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm glad you like her. Okami Knight, whoopsie, that flew up. Okami Knight donated and said, rip boiling water, you will be missed. Oh my gosh. I thought you were gonna talk about boiling water because, like, I was like, oh no, like, is your water out? Like, that's where I was going with that. I was like, oh no, but no, it was a dad joke. Okay, I understand. I got you. Nep donated and said, Navi fits our wholesome druid. That's true. Yeah, I love nature-y stuff. So I was actually fun to do the video. It was actually really fun. What? That's crazy, Natasha. It said when the movie first came out. Wait, I remember when the movie first came out, and based on that one alone, there were a ton of people who thought the humans were in the right and should have won. Nah, dude, we went there. They didn't come to our place. We went to their place. Like, what you talking about? They should have wiped them all out. They should have got rid of everybody. Just get rid of all of them. You know, just, you know, even if Jake Sully sadly happens to be in there. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no. Yeah, one thing I was just, that kind of blows my mind. I think it's, like, fairly apparent that the humans are the bad guys in this one. You know? I mean, obviously some are trying to help, but, like, dude, like, if you guys weren't there in the first place, there wouldn't be any issues. Okay? Everyone was doing fine. Everyone was living their lives before you guys came in. But anyways. Tanner Doyle donated and said, would you be able to do a Gentle Giantess RP? Yeah, just again, like, all my videos depend on, like, what I'm feeling for the week, so it could definitely happen in the future. You never know. I know before in the past I said if I was ever gonna do one, it'd be very fantasy based, so yeah, you never know. You might see a Gentle Giantess in the works at some point. You never know. Mr. Wanapon donated and said, why does I cannot pronounce that, so we're gonna say a Phlosaurus, because I know that's not what it is, but a Phlosaurus keep head butting. Oh, this is probably requiring dinosaur knowledge. I do not have any. Wait, why does the Pachycephalosaurus keep headbutting? He'll get a dinosaur. Oh, dinosaur. Okay, that makes sense. Dinosaur head. Get it sour instead of sore. Yes, I got you. I got you, my dude. I got you. At first I thought it was going to be a much more complicated dinosaur joke, and I thought, man, I do not have the knowledge for this. I do not have it. But you know what, at least you kept it simple. I appreciate that. Oh, Nix, hey, how's it going? I'm sorry the storm's affecting you guys in Alabama. Yeah, you're further south than I am. Hope you guys are doing okay. Since we're further up north, the storm isn't hitting us as bad. So, yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Just a little cold. It's probably gonna get maybe negative 20 or negative 12. I can't remember. It's gonna get into the negatives, but not like negative 50 in some places. So we're doing all right. We're just gonna hunker down for a while. I hope you're doing okay. Hope all y'all who are in the eye of the storm are doing okay. Cyberman donated and said, I got no dad jokes. My mom's jokes are funnier. Hey, you know, I mean, hey. Mom's jokes are pretty good. I mean, I don't actually know what equates as a mom joke, but I'm sure they're pretty lit. I'm sure they're pretty lit. Which means, like, when your planet is in a horrible state, you'll do whatever it takes to save it, or at least try to survive. Yeah, but, like, then, like, I mean, come on, you guys. If you go to another planet, you gotta be like, hey, like, can you, like, help us out here, you guys? Like, you know, maybe, just maybe, the people in the movie, you know what I mean? Like, for the love of gosh, if we killed our planet, and then we go to a planet that looks like it's thriving with life, maybe we should take, you know, live how they're living, because obviously they're keeping their planet alive a lot longer than we are. So... nah, at least in that movie, just explode all the humans. Just get rid of them all. It's like a freaking cancer, man. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Neb donated and said, indeed we are getting hit hard. Weather report from Colorado, it sucks. Dang, I'm sorry, dude. I hope you guys, honestly, I hope to God the main thing is, I mean, if it's cold and you gotta hunker down, like, yeah, I mean, it's really cold and, like, you can't go anywhere, so it might be, like, meh. But, like, I just hope that my main concern was, like, how people are gonna lose power, because that's, like, when things start getting dicey, you know? So I really hope that all you guys, you keep your power, you know, because that's when things start getting a little bit difficult. Kind of scary. So hopefully y'all are okay. Hopefully everybody stays okay. The Wicked Penguin, that's what I meant to say, said, I'm just hoping for white and fluffy snow. Massachusetts looks like it may get hammered. Yeah, I know, like, they're talking about, like, inches of ice, and I'm just like, oh my, like, I mean, I think at most we're gonna get some, like, we're gonna get snow here for sure, but, like, we're not getting, like, sheets of ice. So, you know, I mean, I can't imagine, like, what, like, 3 inches of ice looks like. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, that's just crazy. So I really hope that it's not as bad as it's possibly gonna be. Thane donated and said, how did you know I love tall, gorgeous alien women? I don't know. I just loved, aesthetically, the Na'vi people were really, they were just, like, really, like, intriguing to me. And, like, obviously, just the visuals of Avatar are very blue, purple themed. And so I was like, this is beautiful. I'm gonna do a video on it. So, but I'm glad a lot of people enjoyed the video. I'm very glad. Garrick Anderson donated and said, I think this cold weather is great. Makes us a hardy people. We can finally compete with Russia and have an American superior of our own. You know, I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that. I mean, this isn't just cold weather. This is, like, inches of ice that can take out the power grid. I mean, maybe a good cold can help hardy us, but I think this is more than a cold. I think this is like a storm with inches of ice that could take out, like, lots of power. So I don't know if this is one of those times. At least, you know, at least not until we're prepared for this kind of weather. Otherwise, it's gonna cook us. Nep donated and said, I'm in Cincinnati, no snow yet, but we're cooked. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys are further south than I am. Man. Dude, I hope you're okay. Yeah, it's gonna be gosh. Dude, I feel so bad. We had a few stray cats around here, and I wanted to buy like some of those like stray cat houses. They're kind of like made out of material, but it's like thermal material. And I was gonna buy it, but I got so busy this week I forgot, and now the storm's already here, and I feel so bad. I hope they're okay. I hope someone took them in, or like they're not really stray cats. I really don't know, but I feel really bad about it. And I'm doing all right, Nick. I'm just a little tired, a little exhausted, a little burnout, but I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Doing a-okay. Bobek donated and said, hot take, Avatar is just Dances with Wolves in space. If you like Dances with Wolves, you'll love Avatar. I don't even know what Dances and Wolves is. I'm gonna be honest. But I actually, you know, I gotta say, I must say, actually, I do like Avatar. I do like it. It's not like I dislike it. I think it's just, you know, it's just like with any movie. You're gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. And I like it. And I can't, at least the first one, I can't say if I like the second one yet, because I haven't really finished it all yet. So depending on how they do it, I'll see if I like it. So we'll see. But actually I like the first one. I think it's not, I know like a lot of people were, you know, really not liking it and banging on it, but, yeah, I actually like it. Which is surprising, because I actually was betting on not liking the movie, but I actually liked it. Which that doesn't happen very often. Usually when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna like this, I tend to not like it, but I actually did. Cyberman donated and said, I got a power line in my backyard, so I'm in fear. I mean, everybody's got power lines. I mean, I guess I don't know how all different power lines work. I know like some power lines are underground, but I know a lot of them are not, like a good amount of them are not underground. So, you know, yeah. Hopefully, yeah. I think everyone's in a little bit of fear, at least those who are in the storm's way. So let's hope we're all okay. Let's hope we're all okay. Let's hope we're all doing good. Let me make sure I didn't miss any Ko-fis. I did. Baba donated and said, don't worry, no jab jokes today. Let's go. But mind as Neko wishing the Patriots best of luck as they are playing tomorrow. More for their health and no one gets hurt. Yeah, I don't know anything about football or the Patriots, so this is gonna be like, Neko's gonna be just as clueless as I am. I'm just gonna go off by what you said, because I don't know anything. Let's see, so.
Well, let's hope the Patriots have good health and nobody gets hurt and the field isn't frozen tomorrow, because I don't really know where the field is at, so hopefully they're gonna be a-okay.
That's like my knowledge and Neko's knowledge. We're just like,
yep, hope everybody's fine and good health and all good, all good. Oh, the Patriots. Ba, ba. Oh yeah, and best of luck to the Patriots. I forgot to say that. Best of luck to the Patriots.
I forgot the best of luck part. Chefy donated and said, heyo, hope you had a good week. Lovely vids. I was surprised to see a Navi vid. I recently watched Avatar 3 when it came out in theaters. Solid watch, but be ready for another 3-hour long movie. Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it in parts. I don't think I can sit down and watch a 3-hour movie. Like, I just don't think I can physically do it. It's just too much. It's too much. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess like, cause like, yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it at least in 2 parts, cause 3 hours, man, sitting in one spot for. Granted, I can't really say that. I do sit in a spot for 3 hours. I'm very much a potato, but I guess watching one singular plot line for 3 hours, I guess it depends. I guess it depends how much I get into it. You know, maybe I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna sit here and watch the rest, or maybe I'll be like, I'm gonna save this for tomorrow. But I'm glad you said it was a solid watch. So I hopefully I enjoy the second one, and then I can watch the third. Watch the third. Bobby donated and said, thank you for the Doctorate? Katori? Doctorate? You mean doctorate? Maybe you mean doctorate. Thank you for the doctorate, Katori. I'll take my 7 weeks vacation with pay in my private cruise boat. What? Oh! Oh, did you change it? I see Dr. Wicked Penguin. Oh, yeah, because I said doctor versus duh. Okay. I'm like, doctor, what are you talking? I thought like, okay, I understand, because I actually said doctor instead of duh. I got you. 7 weeks vacation? I don't know. I've never seen a doctor who had 7 weeks vacation in a private boat, but I mean, maybe I wasn't talking to the right doctors. That's a pretty sweet deal, though. That's a pretty sweet deal. Always Comfy Cat donated and said, I really love your Navi voice. I hope you do more. Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you. I hope to do more too, because she was kind of fun. It was kind of fun being like a very like calming character. Mr. Wanapon donated and said, here's how to pronounce it. Pachycephalosaurus. Pachycephalosaurus. There you go. I got it. I did it. I can read. You know what? The more you know. I love knowing more knowledge. The more you know. Garrick Anderson donated and said, just my 2 cents. If I was in charge, focus on the minerals in Pandora. No. Leave the Talkin alone and just use the planet as a base to search for other habitual planets for colonization. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, you'd have to find a planet that doesn't have like a bunch of like sentient organisms on it, because you don't want to be doing to the Navi what they technically did to the Navi. I mean, if I was in charge, I would be the first to go to the Navi and be like, hey, so listen, we kind of messed up our planet. We kind of messed up big time, and it's over. It's Jover. So, like, you guys seem like you guys are alive and well, and, obviously we can't breathe on here for too long, but, is there, like, any portion here that you're not using that we could, like, live in for a little bit? Because, yeah, our place is just a rock now. It's just a rock. It's just a rock. Always Comfy Cat donated and said, there's gonna be sleet rain for days here. Oh my gosh. Goodness. Man. Yeah, I really hope it's not as bad as I say it's gonna be, which, I guess we have technology these days, so I hope it's not, but you never know. Water. But yeah. Oof. Yeah, that sounds rough. I hope you guys are doing okay. Bobby donate. Oh, I see an ads thing. Get out of here. No ads. Baba donated and said, if memory serves me, the humans did take the diplomatic approach. Well, here's the thing. Like, not really. They basically, like, obviously, like, if, like the movie you probably don't remember, but, like, even for me, it's a bit fuzzy exactly what happened when they first got there. I know there was a school involved, but they didn't really, like, delve into all the history of that, so that's a little foggy for me. It wasn't really well explained, or at least if it was very short enough that I didn't actually catch it. But, yeah, I know that they were there trying to keep to themselves. I really don't know. They're just getting mineral deposits, but then they're like, hey, that tree that's their house and, like, everything to them? Yeah, that has a big mineral deposit. Let's go blow it up. So, not very diplomatic, in my opinion. Let's not blow up people's houses. Let's, like, their massive tree homes, and their trees that are important to them, and, like, they're actually, like, I know, like, the trees were, like, data centers, like, they actually are able to store their memories in there, which was really cool. I always thought that was so cool. I always thought, like, the fact that nature could be, like, because I know that, like, there's even, like, okay, there's this thing where trees actually communicate. It's actually true, okay? They, I think it has to do with acorn trees, and maybe it's with other trees as well, but there's acorn trees, and depending on how many acorns that they drop a year, there's some years where they, will drop a lot, so there's so many acorns in the area that the squirrels or other foragers, they can't eat it all, and that's how the trees will plant more trees. It's like, and, like, you're like, oh, well, if one tree does it and another tree, like, doesn't do it, then, like, how would that work? Because, if one tree doesn't do a lot, because there's some years where they rarely produce acorns, so, like, they all have to be in sync for it to work. And And I think we still don't know how they do it. We don't know if it's like through the root system or through whatever. So I don't know. So I like that bit in the Avatar movie because it reminded me of the acorn trees. And I always thought that was so cool. But anywho, acorn tree knowledge for y'all. The guy donated and said, "Hey, Katori, tried to comment last week but couldn't. That's weird. Real quick, happy late birthday and channel anniversary. Thank you for everything you've done. Your vids and streams have helped out a ton. And here's to another year." Oh, thank you, the guy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm sorry you couldn't comment. I know sometimes the YouTube comment section can be a little bit weird. Like, sometimes people's comments just disappear or they just don't show up. Like, sometimes, like, I know some people's super chats, like, went into oblivion and they didn't know why. But yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm glad my streams and videos helped you a ton. I hope they continue to do so. Garrick Anderson donated and said, "Actually, the RDA killed Natiri's sister." The what? Natiri had a sister? I mean, if that's true, then wait, is that like the government people or something? Is that the people that are there? I forgot the actual thing. I don't know if that was ever mentioned in the movie, unless that's just like a lore drop or whatever. But yeah, if that's the case, then, you know, then they need to go. They need to go. Yep, thank you, Natasha. Wait, hold on. I think she's dropping lore. Humans showed up, learned that people were there after they landed, asked permission to stay, stayed even though were told no, and then began to strip them mind the planet. Yeah, I couldn't remember exactly what, because it was so, you were thrust into the story so fast, like I wasn't 100% sure, like, what was going on, and I was like, wait, there was a school? So, like, I wasn't 100% sure what was happening, at least, you know, what happened in the past, you know, as they arrived there and stuff. But I was assuming it wasn't that. I'm assuming it wasn't that diplomatic. I'm assuming it wasn't. Probably not. No, Nix, I have not played Hytale. Actually, I don't know what that is. I've been trying to play Apex, you guys. I need to get better. I'm so rusty. I have not played in like a million years. So, you know, I gotta relearn some skills back because I refuse. I don't want to be all rusty when I'm playing, you know, but I probably will be because I don't have the time to, like, you know, like back in the day, you know, you game a lot more, and so, but I don't have the time anymore. But I'm gonna try to play a little bit, just at least I'm not like god awful. I'm about to say a few prayers for that one. Neb donated and said, "I like the Avatar movie for this world they created and just learning about the world, and that's about it. I do eventually want to watch the sequels." Yeah, I mean, yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, I mean, you don't have to like the storyline or anything. I mean, it's kind of just, you know, potato. But, yeah, I mean, at the very least, I do think the visuals are, very, very, very nice. Very, very nice. I just think it's just really beautiful to look at. I remember looking at the artwork and I was like, man, they kind of stole my idea. When I was younger, I had this book I wanted to write about an alien planet, and I wanted it to be very nature-based and, like, have a lot of blues and purples, because I love blue and purple. It wasn't exactly like theirs. It's a lot different, but, like, at least visually, I was like, man, dang, if I ever make that book, because that's another book I had when I was younger, but if I ever end up tweaking it and making it, people are gonna be like, oh man, she copied off Avatar, and I'll be like, no, I swear, I started writing this like in middle school. Please. Actually, wait, when did the Avatar movie come out? I don't remember. Anyways, where are we at? Garrick Anderson donated and said, "Learned it from the Avatar comics and YouTube shorts." Yeah, again, like, I didn't read any of the comics, yeah, so I have no idea. I just watched the first movie and like half of the second one. Dun, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Excuse me. Always Comfy Cat donated and said, if humans can't breathe on their planet, how did the listener? Also, I keep forgetting they're like 9 feet tall, potential for height difference audio. I was just implying that you guys had some sort of, you know, face mask thing. I mean, then I probably should have mentioned, like, you know, oh, well, quickly take off your mask so you can drink this thing, you know, but like yeah, it was kind of, I just implied it. Kind of like that this kid spider in the second movie, how he has his mask on and stuff, like, all the time. That's what I was thinking of. So, you know, but yeah. I was just picturing a mask. Just picturing a mask. Well, that's cool, Nix. That's cool that it's like like Minecraft too, because I do like Minecraft. I actually I've been playing Minecraft again recently, probably a few weeks ago, and I defeated the Ender Dragon again, and it was kind of fun. And I have my baby ghasts, who turned into big ghasts, and yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the baby update on Minecraft, where they're changing the textures of the baby. I don't know. I feel like, on one hand, I think the baby chicks look kind of cute. They're kind of like these little cubes, which is kind of funny. And it does look more like how baby chicks are, probably, like, realistically speaking. But then it's almost like an end of an era. You know, the nostalgia of like what the you know, the baby mobs look like is kind of gone. And I was like, dang. So I mean, I gotta admit, the mobs that they made, and especially the animations that they have for the rabbits now, it is very cute. I think it is visually a lot like if you showed it to me when Minecraft first came out, if you just get rid of the nostalgia, right? And you said, oh, like, this is, pick A or B, I'd be picking B. I'd be like, whoa, this looks way cooler. But I'm like, man, like, now we're not gonna have, like, these, like, now they're gonna be gone. So, I will probably miss them. But, I mean, I still appreciate the new ones, too. Whoops-a-daisy, whoops-a-daisy. That's going too fast. Neb donated and said, sue 20th Century Fox for stealing your idea. Exactly. I'll be like, you know what? Little Katori was writing about a planet that had all these blue and purple and neon, mind you. They were like bioluminescent. There was so much bioluminescence in my book. And so when I saw that movie, I'm like, man, I'm screwed. Like, these guys took, at least visually speaking, not the people. The people are completely different than my stuff. But like, visually, the planet, at least the bioluminescence part, and kind of like the animals in a way, not completely obviously, but like it was very, very similar. And I was like, oh gosh, yeah. There was no flying rock, like, you know, like how like there's like floating rock, like boulders and rocks in the Avatar world. Like there's nothing like that in my little Katori's book. But yeah, I was like, man, people are gonna call me a copier, and I swear I'm not. I swear. Thane donated and said, I'm definitely exhausted, so I'm going to sleep. Take care, you guys, and we need more tall GF human, well, more tall GF human, aliens, or anything else. Yeah, no, I mean, actually, I think she performed fairly well. I think she performed at, like, my number 2 slot, because, like, YouTube will, like, have, like, have a ranking for your videos. It'll show, like, the top ones, within, like, I think like 28 days or something like that, and she's number 2, so she did pretty well. So the sequel is looking pretty good right about now. Mr. Wenapon donated and said, speaking of Apex, I've heard rumors about Apex Legend is having a guest star. I wonder if it's the same Apex game or not. What do you mean? Like, someone's gonna voice something, or they're gonna have a collaboration? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about the Apex news. I'm very out of the loop. Like, I actually just recently saw a character on there that I was like, who the heck is this? Like, who is this? So yeah, I'm very out of the loop. I need to brush up on some Apex knowledge. Where am I at? Here I am. Always Comfy Cat donated and said, you know what I mean? I had a story I know what you mean. I had a story idea I've had for years, more or less, stolen by Ruby Gillian teenage crack and all things. Yeah, I know, man. It always sucks, like, when you actually came up with an idea and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, you know? And then someone kind of does it in a different way and you're like, ooh, now they're gonna call me a copier, but I know I can still do it. Like, I still think mine has some merit. Maybe one day I'll tweak it. Since it was made by Little Katori, I think there are some things that need to be tweaked story-wise. I'm like, this is a little bit too convenient, okay? So, you know, but there's some ideas I had that were pretty cool, you know. I was like, you know what, maybe it has some merit still. Maybe it has some merit. What does that say? Casey Mosley donated and says, oh, number 1. I saw, my eyes are really bad, so I just saw the little doggo write like something or paint something on a piece of paper, and I see 1, but I'm like, what's the word above it? So, but no, thank you. I appreciate that, Casey. I hope you're having a lovely day. Cyberman donated and said, Minecraft game night is calling to you, hear them. Yeah, I know. I feel like I gotta do Apex first though, because we haven't done Apex in like over a year. It's actually crazy, and I know people want to play, so it is hard. It is hard because I do like Minecraft. Garrick Anderson donated and said, actually, James Cameron stole the idea from Cartman. His story was called Dancing with the Smurfs. After Cartman found out, he got so angry. Wait, is that from like an actual South Park episode? There's been so many episodes I could have forgotten. But that's actually a reference. That's actually hilarious. Dancing with the Smurfs. Bless. That's funny. Bobby said, technically Disney owns Avatar, so good luck with that, lol. What do you mean? Good luck with what? If you're talking about my book, the people in the book are so significantly different than the Na'vi that there's no way they could sue me. Like, that would be ridiculous if they actually could. The only thing is that just some things are slightly similar, like, you know, like a lot of the purple and the blues and bioluminescence and stuff like that, but like how the world conducts itself is slightly different versus theirs. You know, instead of like living like you know how the Na'vi, in my book they live off the land, but like it looks more like of a city. Like it looks more like of a city versus like, you know, like it's almost like for the, you know, they're still villages, but instead of being villages, it's like more like big cities. So it looks almost slightly more modern, but like plant modern. I don't know how to describe that. So yeah, there's no way. I'm pretty safe. I'm not worried about Disney suing me. It's more so like people being like, oh, well, she got the purple bioluminescence idea from, you know, almost like, you know, them just taking away my credit where credit is due. I thought of it. I actually thought of it myself before Disney like even bought out they didn't buy out Avatar. I think they actually made it, right? They originally, I don't know, Disney's bought so many things these days. I don't know what started where, but yeah. Yeah, Disney's just everything now. I guess they like own everything. My gosh. Mr. Wanapon donated and said, it's something about Apex Legend X Hatsune Miku. Really? Hatsune Miku on Apex? That's crazy. We actually, I mean, like, Hatsune Miku's in Fortnite, so I'm not surprised she's making her way over to Apex, so. Dude, I would, even though I don't play Octane a lot, if Octane has a Hatsune Miku skin, that's gonna look awesome. I'd love to have that. Octane has the best skins. He has such cool skins. Even though I don't play him. Bobby donated and said, I meant you trying to sue. Oh, me trying to sue Disney. Oh, because I was like, Disney suing me? That's not going to happen. Oh, yeah. No. I would never try to sue Disney. Are you out of your mind? I mean, unless my case was like so apparent. Like so blindly apparent. And even then I would lose. That's the sad truth, man. Disney's so rich. Like, I don't even think they would just try to give me a bunch of money. That's probably what they do. If they wronged me in such a way where like it was so apparent that I could sue them, like they would be like throwing cash at me, which I mean, depending on how much cash it is. No, I wonder, maybe I do it out of principle. I'd be like, no, no, you. I just want you to admit you're wrong. So yeah. Oh no, no, heavens no. Yeah, there's no way I could sue Disney. Not with that. It's not solid enough. Yeah, I mean, they just have. I'd probably just waste a lot of money, you know, because I mean, I'd have to pay my lawyer, and Disney has like, owns so much. There's so much money I couldn't even get in a lifetime. So that's crazy. Garrick Anderson donated and said, yeah, it was from South Park episode. Yeah, I was wondering. I thought it sounded familiar. I couldn't remember though. I wasn't sure. I could not recall. Do 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 do. Ooh, stretchy stretch. Nick said I'd be down to play Phasmophobia together again, just like the old times. I could see if Elsie Lovelock would be able to join too. That name sounds familiar. Who is that? Elsie Lovelock. Sorry, I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm like, why does this name sound familiar? And is she like a YouTuber? Oh, so she's a voice actor. She's voiced in a few things. That's cool. Huh. I thought her voice was familiar. Oh, dude, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm so busy, but yeah, maybe sometime we could do that. That'd be awesome. Elsie Love, yeah, I wasn't sure if she was either. It said that she's done voices for, I think it said that she was in Amazing Digital Circus when I looked her name up. She was also in Borderlands 4. Yeah, she's voiced in some things. That's interesting. Wow. You friends with Elsie Lovelock? That's cool. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad she's a good friend of yours. That's awesome, man. An indie VA. Okay. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, maybe we can play fast sometime. All right, let's check on Kofi. I know I've missed a few. Oh, we have a few. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Hold up. I've missed quite a few. I think Sheffies was the last person that I did. Was Sheffies. The Cobalt Coyote donated and said, fun fact, 20th Century Fox has trademarked the word Avatar in 2004, 1 year before Nickelodeon's, which is why Nick's Avatar series have subtitles like The Last Airbender. Oh my gosh, that's so dumb. Trademark the word Avatar? That's like one word. Avatar can mean like so many things. That's so dumb. That is so dumb. Man. Didn't they try to trademark something? They tried to trademark something else too one time. It was like, did it have to do with like Dia de los Muertos, or it had to do with, maybe it had to do with the movie Coco? I can't remember. They tried to trademark an actual holiday name, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. I thought they tried to trademark something. Everyone's like, bro, you can't trademark that. I can't remember if that was Disney or not, but I remember there was an instance where something like that happened. I can't remember. So many things happen with trademarking that like, I just can't keep track. Elias Esteban Sanchez donated and said, greetings, Katori and Wholesomeville. Hope y'all are having a good weekend. Also, here's attempt number 2 of a wholesome fluster. All right, here we go. Here we go, you guys. Let's see what happens. He says, well, roses are red and violets are blue. None can compare to the beauty that is you. Aw, that's sweet, Elias. Thank you. You know, I there's something like, it's like the roses are red and violets are blue. I don't know, I always think it's a funny little homage. I know it's like a cliche poem, but I always think it's kind of funny. But no, thank you, Alice. I hope you're having a good weekend too. I hope you're not in a part of the U.S. that's like gonna be absolutely bombarded by the storm. I hope you're warm and you're doing okay. Let's see. We got a this is from Inept, and it's for Yandere wife and Inept. Let's see if we can do Yandere's wife's voice. She's so in the back of my throat that, like, my throat's dry. Hold on. So this is, yeah, it's just Yandere wife. Okay, so Inept's just gonna have my voice because I don't know how Inept sounds. So we're just gonna, okay. So you're starting off with Yandere wife, and she says, "Honey, where's your scarf?" Oh, I forgot. "Well, that just won't do. It's far too cold." Oh, what are you doing? "In a pinch, I've used my hair as a scarf, and I'd say you're in a pinch." Thanks. "Plus, this gives me a reason to stay extra close." Well, like you needed one, but touche. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, I think it's very apparent that Inept you would not need an excuse. Inept's like, bro, just come over here, man. You don't need an excuse. Oh man, now we're really gonna test the vocal cords. We got Calamity and Clara. Neb donated one for Calamity and Clara Carter, our lovely counterpart of Peter Parker. So, you know, I should make an AU comic where, like, Calamity meets Venom and they have, like, a hangout day. That'd be kind of funny. But anyways, before I go on a tangent. So Calamity says, "So what would consider to be a normal life?" To be honest, I don't even know. I have spider powers and my best friend's an alien. Aw, we're best friends. Well, yeah. Thank you, bestie. Alright, you goofball. No, you know what? You know, Calamity would want to get, like, those matching shirts. Like, that's, like, besties. She'd be like, "I got these from the local gift store." And then, or Clara's like, "Bro, did you spend money on that? It's such a scam." Calamity would probably like all, like, the really, like, touristy stuff, you know, like the... she'd be getting, like, the besties t-shirts for sure. The you and me cups. She probably unironically would buy, like, wine mom t-shirts, even though she doesn't know what it means, but she thought they looked classy. But anyways, Neb also donated and said, he said, "I also know what you mean. I wrote a big science fiction story back in college, and it was about a multiverse and a group of people trying to save it while learning about its creation. Sadly, it's been done, and I got super depressed about it." Dang, yeah, I know. It really sucks. It really does suck. Gosh dang. We're all getting cooked. No. Alright, here, we got a donation from Babe. It says, "Roses are red, violets are blue." And then there's a link to a YouTube video, so let's see what it says. Dang, that's depressing. So to give context, since you guys can't hear the clip, but it's "Roses are red, violets are blue. You are my brother, Anakin. I loved you." Dang. Bro, why does Anakin have to screw up, man? Anakin, bro, why'd you fumble the ball? Gosh dang. Elias Esteban Sanchez donated and said, "Don't worry about me being cold. I live in a desert state. Also, side note, I love the way you pronounce my name. You make it sound so fancy." What do you mean? Isn't that Elias? Elias Esteban Sanchez. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I mean, I could be. I very well could be. All right, let's look real quick. Oh yeah, Nix, yeah, I know you met Jimbo and Smee. Yeah, they told me, I think you told me about it, and then they told me about it. I saw your guys' photos, it was so cute. You little homies hanging out. Natasha has been a member for 39 months. Let's go. And Natasha says, Disney tried to sue Norse pagans out of worshipping their gods so they could trademark Thor, Loki, and other Norse figures that are Marvel characters. You can't trademark Loki and Thor. What the heck? I mean, like, you can probably trademark your specific, like, Disney-esque, like, the, like, likeness that you made, like, you know, the design that you did. But, like, you can't trademark the name Thor. Like, I don't think you can do that. That's crazy. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna trademark Thor, by the way. We know he's been, like, a Greek god for years. But, like, you know. Yeah, could you... Yeah, that's just crazy. They'll try to trademark anything, bro. They'll try to trademark anything. Neb donated and said, whoops, quoting Kelso, Michael Kelso, let's go. I have never met a Michael Kelso quote yet. I'm sorry. Says, it's official. Everything has been thought of. That is true. That is true. Dude, Michael, he's so, you know, Michael Kelso is so lucky. Well, I think that his character is almost is a genius in a way because, well, he's not a genius, but I'm saying like the way they made his character is ingenious because they made him likable despite him literally being a trash person. Like, he's constantly cheating on Jackie all the time, but he's so dumb. Like, they make him so dumb that you can't help but laugh at him and not hate him because he's sort of like a toddler. So, yeah, he's a funny character. I still think out of all the characters, my favorite character is Fez. Fez is he will always be my favorite character. I'm rewatching it now. I'm finally getting into season 4. And it is Fez. It is Fez. Fez and Big Rhonda warm my heart, man. They're so cute. I love it. She calls him her little chocolate milk. I'm like, bless, man. Bless. Ty donated and said, forgot to tell you this. I'm friends with someone that works for AEW. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Wait, Thor is a Norse god, not a Greek god? Okay. I know he's from some mythology. I don't know. I don't really read up on it, so I'm not aware, but I know that he is a god of sorts. Yeah, I guess that would be like Zeus and Hercules and Poseidon and all that. That's different. Yeah, I don't really know. I do not know much about that field. He saw Pepe. No. Oh man, that's when Red walked in on when Fez was in the shower. That was hilarious. Man. Yeah, Fez is the best. Fez is my favorite character. Oh, I missed your other super chat, Ty. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me scroll up. Oh, there it is. Ty donated and said, why couldn't the couple get married at the library? Because it was all booked up. I'm sure it was, Ty. I'm sure it was. You guys love your dad jokes. Oh my goodness. Oh, Garrick donated and said, I recently read an Avatar Titanfall fanfic. I thought it was interesting. It's still in the works, but so far I think it would be a good setting. Yeah, I don't know much about Titanfall, so but yeah, I'm sure it'd be pretty interesting. Excuse me. My goodness. Oh. There is a donation from Cyberman on Ko-fi. Hold on. Well, this says, okay, this says Alien Researcher GF. Is this So I'm assuming this is like, this is just someone that you made up. Okay, I don't think this is someone that we have, right? I'm assuming you don't mean our alien GF, because you said alien researcher GF. So I think this is just a regular person, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cyberman, but I think it's just because it says alien researcher GF, so she must be a researcher for aliens, I'm assuming. So here we go. So she says, subject XJ27, aka, it seems to have two forms, small and normal, and seems to be attracted to a female similar to mine, and seems to be excited in zero gravity. And Sai says, "We, haha." And then she says, I find him weather adorable. I find him weather adorable. I might just keep him for further study, or maybe a pet. Oh wait, maybe a pet? Okay, so this has to be an alien lady. I wasn't sure. So is this the alien that talks like this? Is that who she's supposed to be? We'll read it like that instead, just in case, to cover our bases. So, subject XJ27. It seems to have two forms, small and normal, and seems to be attracted to a female similar to mine, and seems to be excited in zero gravity. And Cyber's like, "Wee, haha." I find him, oh, I'm assuming it's just adorable. I find him adorable. I might just keep him for further study, or maybe as a pet. And could you imagine just an alien keeps you as a pet? I mean, hey, depending on how well they treat you, you might be living the life. You never know. You never know. Babe donated and said, here's an idea. If I were to go full Chris Farley, what are the chances of my Riz factor going up? I don't know. I look at Chris Farley is just so funny, and I enjoy his comedy so much. I don't know if it would be like, would that be Riz, or honestly, you'd probably just make me so happy. I would just be like elated. I'd feel like it'd be like Chris Farley is like again, it's like experiencing Chris Farley for a second time. Like I'd probably just be like a happy clam. I'd be a happy little clam. Hey, you never know. You never know. Would Chris Farley riz me up? You never know. I sadly would never find out. It just, 'tis sad. 'Tis sad. If you said, Kokoree's like, if you start swinging nunchucks in a swordfish, yes. Nah, I love Chris Farley. He's so cool. Oh, we have a donation from Kuro. Oh, thank you, Kuro. Thank you for the generous donation. It said, sup, little ninja. Due to the previous dono this week, you know which, a little less this time. That's okay. That's totally fine, Kuro. I appreciate anything. It says, still worth it in my opinion. Can't wait for the calendar. Another night shift for yours truly, so I can't stay. Have an awesome stream, everyone. Much love, guys. Stay warm and stay healthy. Well, thank you, Kuro. Thank you. And yeah, I hope you're staying. I mean, I don't know what the weather's like in Austria right now, but hopefully you're staying warm too. And you said you had another night shift, so I hope your night shift isn't too strenuous. I hope you're getting plenty of rest. And yeah, well, we're having a good stream. We're all hanging out, even though like there's blistering cold coming across the U.S. Hoping everybody's doing okay. So, but no, thank you so much, Kuro. I hope you have a lovely night, and I hope your night shift isn't too strenuous. And I hope you're doing well. You're staying warm. Because I'm assuming Austria is probably at least somewhat cold, I think, but I don't know for sure. Yes, thank you, Koro. Thank you. I hope you are doing well. Oh yeah, your calendar. Yeah, I was keeping an eye on it because I gave it out to the post office, so it must have just not made its way to the like sorting facility where they put it out overseas. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the calendar. I hope whenever you get your guys' calendars, I hope you like them. Oh, Ty donated and said, if you were a Toy Story character, who would you pick and which character do you think I'll be? What character would I pick? It's actually probably going to be... I'm picking a toy based on my quality of life. So it's probably not going to be what you guys think. But I think I'd pick Barbie because, like, think about it. As a toy, you're going to have Barbie's dream house, Barbie's boat. Like, you know, when Barbie actually decides to stay with Ken in that, you know, in that little, you know, in the daycare center, they have a whole big dream house. They got a walk-in closet. I mean, they're living the life, you know? I mean, not every toy gets their own house. So, like, it'd be pretty sweet to get my own house. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. Plus, Barbie can hold herself pretty well. Like, she tied... I remember that. That was such a funny scene. She, like, she tied up Ken on the little paddle ball thing. That was so funny. He was ripping his clothes, the limited edition clothes in front of him. He's like, no, that's from the swimsuit edition. So yeah, no, Barbie's pretty cool. Barbie's pretty cool in that movie, so I'll pick Barbie actually. And that way, what character would you be? I'm trying to think. Two characters came to mind, so I'm not sure which one I'd pick in the end, but I actually picked up either like Woody, or I thought of it's Rex, right? It's Rex, that's the name of the T-Rex. Yeah, it's Rex. I wanted to make sure. Yeah, either Rex or Woody. Those were the two that came to my mind. So those were the two that I thought of. Those were the two that I thought of. Rex is a good... Oh, I'm glad you like Rex. Yeah, I like Rex. I like Rex. Poor Ken. Hey, listen, man. Ken had it coming. He was working with, like, the mafia bear. And they were okay in the end. Ken was like, you know what, Barbie, you right. We gonna be together. That's cute. Cyberman donated and said, yes, it was her. I just forgot her name. Good job. Okay, well, good. I'm glad in the end I figured out who it was. Very, very glad. Very, very glad. Yo Soy Yo, I love that name. Yo Soy Yo donated and said, I discover the older I get, the less time I spend in social media, and less time I spend in social media, the happier I am. Honestly, the older I get, the less time I find to just, the less time I find just in general. Even time to just be social. Like, it's like, my gosh, I just want to, like, lay down. So, yeah, me and Thor are actually trying to be better about that, because, like, we've been so busy. It's like, man, like, how long is it since we've been seeing each other in person? My gosh, like, so, like, we're like, we gotta plan. It's like we're trying to plan better, because, like, we're like, man, as you get older, it's like when you're done doing all your work and you're tired, you just want to lay down and do nothing. And so it's like, man, we're gonna have to lay down and do nothing together, I guess. But yeah, social media can be pretty stressful sometimes. So I'm glad at least in that regard, Yo Soy Yo, you're happier that way. So that's good. Neb donated and said, the yeets on Discord inspired me to draw you as a transformer. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh well, I didn't expect everyone to like it. It's on Discord and I tweeted it. Oh really? Okay, let me see. Oh, let me see. I think it's probably in the art channel. Is it? Oh yeah, I see it. That's cool. I have like wings, but they're like car doors as wings. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. I'm a transformer, and I lack the detail that my hair is wires. Very on brand. Very on brand. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. So as soon as I like clip over to the Discord, I see Neb is all bundled up, and I see George Costanza. I see there he is again. I feel like SpongeBob pointing at the screen. Bless. My gosh. Now I'm gonna go watch Seinfeld after this. I don't know why. I feel like, you know, I don't know if you guys do this, but like, do you ever, whenever like you don't feel well, and I mean like physically, not like Not like when you're like down, because I do watch some shows when I'm down too, but like sometimes like if I actually don't feel well, whether, you know, I just feel ill or I feel like nauseous or just don't feel well in general, like sometimes like I'll just watch Seinfeld to feel better. It's like a nice distraction. It's just comforting in some way. I don't know. It's like a magical show. It like makes me feel better for some reason. I really can't put my finger on it. It's probably just nostalgia and stuff like that, but yeah. But yes, yes. Well, as a Transformer, I'd be Bumblebee. Yeah, I think I don't really know much about Transformers. I've only seen like the first Transformer movie, and I like Bumblebee. He seems like a cute little guy. Yeah, Gumball, Adventure Time, and Steven Universe are your comfy shows. That's interesting. Yeah, Zaki. I like Gumball. Yeah, me and my bro actually started watching a little bit of Adventure Time again, like trying to rewatch it from the beginning, so that way, like, because we never really finished it. We didn't really know how it ended, so we just started rewatching it, and I kind of like the ending song. It's kind of like this, like, it's like the, you know, yeah, I like that song. It's very cute. Yeah, I never really could get into Transformers. It's not really my thing, but like, I appreciate Bumblebee's character. I remember seeing him in the movie, and I thought he was like a cute little guy. That's what I remember. Oh yeah, Roy is a boy of culture. He cosplayed as Finn and Jake. He's my boy. He knows the good stuff. Yeah, I honestly, I need to make myself a cosplay from Adventure Time so I can cosplay with him one day. I haven't actually. I don't know who I'd be. I do like Marceline. She's pretty cool. I also like Bubblegum too. I like them both. I like them both in their own ways. Roy's our boy. Yeah, he is. Roy's the boy. Bro, sometimes I'm playing a game. I'm just talking to myself like, man, I was like whether I don't understand something, I'm trying to think of like, oh, like, wait, what do you need this for this? And Roy's like, oh yeah, no, it's this. Or like, he's like an encyclopedia of gamer knowledge. He's like, oh yeah, you know, just do that. Oh no, actually no, you want that instead. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, how do you, like, you know, I mean, that's not to say like, but it's just, it's funny. Like he knows all the extra little things. Like for instance, there was this, on the one Minecraft server I'm on, someone built it's like a silverfish farm, or it's like an XP farm. It uses silverfish and armadillos or something like that, and it accidentally got, like, one of the blocks got removed by accident at one point, and I started panicking because silverfish started going everywhere, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me, I ruined it. And I'm like, and Roy's like, well, do you have OP commands? And, you know, and I was like, oh yeah, I do, I'm an operative. He's like, well then just, he gave me the code to like /kill them all, and I was like, oh thank God. I was like, oh thank God. So I think I'm safe. They to this day do not know that happened, and I almost like obliterated the server with a bunch of silverfish and caused an issue. So, oh my gosh, I was afraid because like I was like, if they get to the cobblestone, it's game over. Ty donated and said, that reminds me, which Toy Story character Mamatori, Kiwi, and Roy would be? I don't know. If we're talking about, because I feel like Toy Story 1 and like the latest, like Toy Story 4, I feel like Bo Peep is a lot different in Toy Story 4 than she was throughout all the other Toy Stories. I mean, granted, she was more of a background character, so we didn't really get to focus on her character, but I feel like, gosh, yeah, I don't know if there's a character that's really like Kiwi. Or like Mama. I'm trying to think. I mean, if I had to like put everybody like who they're most like, I mean, like, if we, you know, like, which again, like, it's really hard to say, but I guess I give myself Jessie, so that way Kiwi can take Barbie, because I feel like, you know, I'd have to give Kiwi Barbie. And then Roy, who would Roy be? I feel like Roy would be Buzz. You know, he's a really chill guy, and he has a lot of skill. Maybe my mom would be kind of like, I guess, like, I look at her as more of a motherly character, but Woody is a very big worrier, and he overthinks a lot, and you know, but he also is very caring, like, he's kind of like, almost like the leader that kind of like cares for everybody, makes sure everyone's okay, so I think I'd give my mom Woody, in a way. Woody or Bo Peep, either or, but somewhere around there. Cyberman, thank you for the rose, thank you. Bobbitt donated and said, Matt Foley GF when? Wait, Matt Foley, who's that again? Oh, oh, that's the down by the, I'm living in a van down by the river. Have you ever seen that meme where they take a clip of Chris Farley where he's Matt Foley and like he's that guy who's like, you know, screaming about living in a van down by the river, and they put it to the Down by the River song from Baldur's Gate? It's hilarious. I'm 35 years old, I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. You hear like, he's still screaming as he's saying it, but somehow they must have edited it so it's like going to the tune of Down by the River, and it's fantastic. But anyways, it says, I can just see you saying, and I live in a van down by the river. That'd be fun. You meet like a van life girl GF or something, and like, you know, she's like, I live in a van down by the river. Oh, that'd be funny. Neb donated and said, literally Transformers 1 from 2024 is the best, and it gives you all you would ever need to know in terms of the lore. Sorry, I just had to geek out for a second. Yeah, no, yeah, I think, yeah, the only thing I've ever seen was, the Shia LaBeouf movie that came out in who knows when, the first one. And then they just kept on pumping them out, like, one after the other, and I'm like, dude. Yeah, I was like, how many of those do we have now? How many times is Shia LaBeouf gonna have to save the day? But yeah, no, I saw commercials for the one that you're talking about. I saw commercials for that one. Bobby donated and said, like a motivational speaker, GF. She's like screaming at y'all how to, you know, like, live your life, you know, in the moment. Look at me, I live in a van down by the river, and I'm still okay. Yeah. Motivational GF. Motivational GF. Yeah, we actually have a waitress GF, but we have not had a retail worker yet. We have not had that one yet. Do it, just do it. Man, that meme is, I don't know, I think that meme will just, like, it'll transcend time. It's like, I will never get mad at that meme. I never will. Oh, we have a donation from Elias Esteban Sanchez. Donated, said, your pronunciation on my name is fine. I just love the little tonal flair you add to it. Oh. Versus Elias Esteban Sanchez. Like, yeah, I guess, like, I don't know, I see Sanchez and I feel like I gotta make it fancy. You know, for my Mexican ancestors, obviously. Otherwise, they'd be disappointed in me. Like, instead of saying Miguel, I have to say Miguel. Otherwise, they'll be like, what did you just say? Rolling in their graves? Anyways, said it almost sounds like you're pronouncing me to be a fancy party ball. Oh yeah, like, and here we have Elias Esteban Sanchez coming out to the foyer. Here he is. Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's like those, like, yeah, like the footman who, like, announces people who are coming to the ball. I guess I'll have to do that with everybody's names now. I'll have to do that for the next one. Let's who's the But no, I'm glad you think I'm glad you like the tonal flair I do, Elias. Here, we'll do it for Irons. Iron Piedmont. Iron Piedmont is coming to the foyer. So, the Iron Piedmont donated and said, for me, the problem with having a similar, if not the same idea, isn't merely the idea itself. It's how you tell the story of that idea. I do agree with that. There can be a lot of similar things, but depending on how well you execute it, it can really make it, ride or die. It says, for example, all the shonen anime you've seen over the years, like Naruto and Black Clover, have similar premise, but tell different stories. Like, think of, like, all the different, like, school animes and, love stories and, shows that involve magic and, so on and so forth. But yeah, depending on how you execute it, you can make a pretty good story. So yeah, even if someone made an idea similar to you, I guess, yeah, don't let that stop you. I still think, despite my idea, thinking, oh man, like my ideas, or at least the world itself is a little bit similar. Yeah, I think I'll still try to write the whole thing. I think I kind of want little Katori to have her story be finished, so I'll probably still write it. Ty donated and said, ever thought of doing a Futurama GF video? I've only watched like an episode or two of Futurama, and I just couldn't get into it, sadly. So since I don't have a lot of knowledge on it, I don't know if I will, but I mean, technically Futurama does revolve around like a futuristic, like version of Earth. And, I guess, in the main character's case, traveling to the future. So, that's not to say we can't have something similar to that. But yeah, I mean, if it's like very Futurama themed, I don't know much about it, sadly. Aaron Bellis donated and said, really was dealing with burnout. Thanks for that. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, I'm dealing with it too, my dude. Dealing with it too. Water. Yeah, one thing about it being really cold is it gets really dry in here because it's just like you're turning on the heat. So like, I mean, I know they said too, actually, if you turn on your humidifier, it helps keep the heat, it helps disperse it better. So, but we got to get ourselves a bigger humidifier, like, like a nice, really big one. Like the little tiny ones can only do so much. Gotta get ourselves a bigger humidifier. Oh, I'm gonna reposition myself. I have been in the same sitting position for too long. Ooh. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, it was a little chilly when I came down here though because my hair was a little damp. I took a shower a while ago, but like it was probably like earlier today, but my hair is so long and thick it was still damp. And I was like, gosh dang. But anywhoosies. Also, I just realized I like laid back in the chair. Hopefully my model doesn't look weird. But anyways. Ty donated and said, yeah, more of a GF from the future. Hey, I mean, I'm good with futuristic GFs and stuff like that. I know people have really wanted Android or Cyborg or Cyberpunk themed. We can just do like a generic one. It doesn't have to be like the Cyberpunk game per se, because I don't know anything about it. But, yeah, we could do a futuristic GF. Maybe that might be fun. GF from the future. Oh, excuse me. Oh, goodness. Oh no, I yawned. Your eyes get all watery when you yawn. Wow. Babe donated and said, also, I forgot to say thanks for Tuesday's audio. I had massive burnout until last week's discussion that I started writing just to spite the writer's block. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, actually, I've written I have written more in like probably like 2 days or so. Like I kind of just wrote a little bit each time, but I did all last year, like for a personal project, like something that wasn't like, like I even writing in general. Because I don't write scripts, I improvise. So, but I started writing a little bit. I started with the night just to write, and I think I wrote like 4 pages. It's not double spaced or anything, so I wrote quite a bit. just, you know, just like sitting around and kind of just, you know, writing without really thinking too much. Because when I write in my book, you know, I'm really critical, like overly critical, because it's, and also just because it's dealing with like some pretty heavy plot line, and there's a, you don't want to make any like, you know, plot holes, because I'm really big on plot. I do not want plot holes in my story, and I want it to be as realistic as possible. I want it to seem like not like cliche in any way. So like when I'm writing, I'm very critical of how I'm doing things, versus like with this, with like, you know, if I'm writing about a character I already have, the story's more lighthearted, it's not super plot heavy, you know, more like a fluff piece. You know, it's like you can kind of let go a bit and just kind of like write without thinking too much and not having to be so critical of yourself. So yeah, writing for the night per se has been actually kind of nice a bit, you know, especially I don't really write romance, okay? I do not write, and to be fair, the story itself isn't just gonna center just around romance. It's gonna be, you know, like there's gonna be some plot to it, you know, at least, you know, somewhat, but you know, the night story is a bit more about forbidden love, so I'm very heavily focusing on that. But I'm sure, like, obviously they're gonna have romance in it because it's based off our GF series, but you know, I do like this one, how it's like a longing, you know, and actually I think I'm pretty good at writing romance, despite not really writing romance ever. I usually don't for my stories. It's usually more thriller. So this has been an interesting like to practice. You know, it was interesting. Bobby donated and said, also, fun fact, Oran High School Host Club is 20 years old. Feel old yet? Of course I do. Of course I do. Of course I feel old. That is actually insane. Granted, I don't know when that movie came out, so, or not movie, I'm sorry. I don't know when that show came out, but yeah, no, that's crazy. That is actually crazy. So, because I'm assuming it came out while I was alive, so. Yeah, well, yeah, it had to be. Everybody, yeah, I'm definitely older than 20, so yeah. Ooh, yeah, I feel very old. Iron donated and said, oh wait, if it's 20 years old, then it came out in 2006. Duh. Then duh. Anyways. Iron Piedmont donated and said, did you read my Ko-fi? I was busy helping my dad. Oh, yes. Oh, you didn't hear me say your name all fancy. Elias Esteban Sanchez always says that he likes how I do I give his name an extra flair, and I said, oh, I do it because, you know, my Mexican ancestors and all that. And so I said, oh, I'll do it for the next person's name. So I was like, Iron Piedmont. And so, but anyways, yeah, I was just agreeing with you how you said, like, you know, about people having, you know, problems with having like the same idea, and, you know, but, you know, it's not about just having the same idea. It's more like how you execute that idea, you know, how you tell the story. And, you know, and then you gave the example about how, like, you know, all the shonen anime you've seen over the years, like Naruto and all the other ones, but, you know, they still tell different stories. And so I do agree with you that it's just how you execute your idea. If you execute it well, you know, it'll be a good story. You just got to do it right. Well, Super Mario, I don't write romance. I actually don't. Everything I've written thus far has all been thriller or sci-fi, and some of it's like pretty heavy. More like adventure thriller kind of stuff. So all my writing has never really included romance. So, I mean, if it has, it's very slight. It's not centered around it. So writing this was like a writing exercise in a way. It was really interesting to try to, you know, usually when I'm describing a scene or describing action, you know, I'm very descriptive, and I like to, you know, make things feel very dense, you know, so it's not just like, you know, blah, blah, blah said this, then they turned around, then they walked through the door. You know, you want it to like flow well, and you want to show descriptions of like what they're seeing, what they're feeling, with, you know, just the aura of the scene or whatever, you know. So it was interesting to write in that style for a different genre. So because I don't really write for romance, so I guess what I'm glad to say is it was actually interesting, and I'm glad I'm not terrible at it, because that would be pretty bad. Oh, excuse me. Well, the writing that I'm talking, I probably talked about this in the Discord server. Did I ever mention it on stream? If I didn't, I apologize. But I was thinking of writing some short stories based off of the GFs on the channel and putting them in a collection, or if it's like a really, really long story, maybe it'd be a standalone, small book. But maybe selling like some paperback books based on, or book, based on, some of the GFs or GF of the channel. And right now I started at night because that's where my brain went. So that's where whenever you have a night, that's wherever you have some inkling to write, you go with it. So we started off with night. So I don't know if I'll even be able to, if I'll even be able to finish it or do it. But for now I thought, I might as well just, any writing is better than no writing. So I'm just writing for it for now. And if it ends up actually becoming something extremely fruitful, then yeah, I can always publish the story. And, actually it's something that you guys can actually read for once, post it under my alias. And I can always show sneak peeks on Patreon and the Discord server and stuff like that. But yes. Neb said, Ayo, adventure and thriller stories? Yeah. My main book is an adventure thriller. It's set in a post-apocalyptic area, which I know has been overdone. I'm well aware of that as a writer. I'm doing it in a very different way, though. I can't really say how, because I know I got to keep that under wraps. But it is going to be slightly different than traditional. Well, slightly. It's going to be, there is an aspect to it that is different than traditional post-apocalyptic stories. And I think it has some merit. And Thor does too. And Thor's a very good writer. Thor's like, actually, this is pretty good. I'm like, all right, let's go. So, I think I'm on chapter 7 of it. It still needs a lot of work. But it's the same story that I said with like the lore of my alias name that I have for this channel. Because back in the day when I first started this channel and it was, I didn't know if it was going to work out. I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. And if it wasn't going to work out, then I was going to use it a way to promote my book in a way at the time. Because that's all I had. I was trying out different things. I was still trying to write my book. And, but since it worked out, obviously I kept the theme of the girlfriend channel, but I kept the alias Katori because I took the name of the main character of the book. Because I liked her name and I thought, you know what, I'll use her. So there you go. Yeah, I haven't heard from Shogo either. I hope he's doing okay. I know that, Cass, his lovely little doggo wasn't doing too well. Yo donated and said, I write and draw, and I'll say this when I am writing/drawing a scene that explains lore or backstory. I enjoy myself when in action scenes, it's exhausting to me because of the details. Yeah, it depends. It honestly depends. It depends on how well the scene flows. Sometimes, it really depends. Like, sometimes if my mind can visualize it really well, it's easy for me to write, easy for it to flow out. It just really depends for me. But yeah, sometimes action scenes can sometimes be a little bit more jarring to write because you have to write it in such a way that the reader is understanding what is going on, like what you are seeing visually, versus like writing out lore or what a room looks like, or like two characters having a conversation. It's not as hard to depict, and you don't want to just like, make the action seem boring. So you're trying to, describe things in a more compelling way while also making sure the reader understands what they're imagining or what you're seeing, So yeah, I can see how that's a little more exhausting than just writing down lore. I agree with that. But Chicken's like, I trust it's not a self-insert then. It is not a self-insert. Oh my gosh. I knew that was gonna happen. I thought I was like, how else like would I use like this like. I was trying to figure out like what name to use for the channel, and I was like, I like the name Katoria, and it's just if I'm the main character of the book, I'll use it. And so and then yep, there you go. I knew. I was wondering if that was ever gonna come up. It is not a self-insert. Nah. Nah, she's a doctor. I am not a doctor. Aw, dang, Natasha, I'm sorry the zombies are bothering you while you're trying to build. But yeah, no, I think in terms of writing, I feel pretty well equipped because I was really lucky to have a good workshop group back in college. Like, people actually gave valid feedback. It wasn't just like you were talking to a brick wall. Like, these were people who were actually interested in writing and wanted to write. So when they read your story and they gave you feedback, you knew it wasn't just someone trying to like pick on you, or, you know, like if they said like something they didn't like, you knew that it wasn't just to make you mad. They weren't just trying to, you know, like, you know, whatever. It was actually people who cared about writing and liked writing, and everybody had different writing styles. So some people, their feedback maybe wasn't as well informed as others, because someone who is more into like, you know, historic, you know, like if they're doing like, you know, like everybody's writing style was different. So, but it was interesting to get different perspectives. You know what I mean? So, I think it helped understand how a writing piece would be viewed from a general audience. You know, granted, I shouldn't say, like, you know, writers aren't really a general audience, but, you know, just from I guess it was just helpful overall. And, I think it really, honestly, yeah, I really think the class that you're in that can make it or break it for the college experience and like what knowledge you get, because I gained a lot from that class. Workshops are basically, they are golden. They are golden. They are worth their weight in gold. Because like, I really wish everyone, whatever craft they're in, could experience some sort of workshop with people who actually like a particular craft, because no like online class or like any book or anything could ever like that kind of feedback and that kind of like environment cannot be replicated. So dang. Natasha's like, look, maybe your self-insert will get popular enough to become one of the most popular documents of a major world religion. Whoa. I can't be making another world religion. I already belong to a religion. But it says it influenced the entire thing that people don't realize isn't from the original story. Oh my goodness. Oh. But yeah, no, Katori was, I tried to make her be like, kind of like, almost like, at the time, what I would think, like, I shouldn't say like every little girl, but like, you know, like just like, what, like, what's, like, I guess like a pretty good majority of like little girls, you know, would like want to be when they grow up, like something like very successful, something, you know, who, you know, on the outside would appear to be almost perfect in a way. Believe me, she's not. I know the whole cliche of perfect female characters. She's not that, I promise you. But, you know, like, that's what would be perceived from the outside. So that's kind of what I went with. And, but yeah, so, yeah, she has, there's a lot of challenges that she's gonna have to overcome that she is not prepared for. So, yeah, she's gonna be put through a lot. I'm putting that lady through a lot. Anyways. Neb donated and said, since we're talking about writing, I wrote a coming of age story based the characters on parts of myself. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I think that's actually a pretty good idea because it's easier for you to write from experience. That's interesting. I like that. It kind of became a comfort story for me. I hope to write a continuation one day. Yeah, no, I think I like that. You know, writing from experience, I think, is probably one of the best ways you can go about writing. And that's not to say that like everything you write has to be a part, like, you know, like you have to know firsthand experience about what you're writing, because then, you know, your writing would be pretty boring, you know, so you got to use your imagination, you know what I mean? But, you know, for some parts of your story, if you're definitely writing from a part of yourself or from, you know, from an experience or like whatever, like that's, I think that really helps make it feel more grounded and dense. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, when I wrote the character Katori, like, you know, I from a certain female experience perspective, I could only write from kind of what I know or from what I could imagine. So there are probably little bits of myself in her, you know, but yeah. So yeah, I appreciate that. I like that. I like that. Oh, okay. So you're saying write a book which heavily influenced. Okay, so like, so that would influence something. Okay, I get you, Natasha. I was like, make a religion, Natasha. I don't think you understand where I'm. I don't think you understand. But yeah, I guess. Wow, that'd be interesting. The character in my book would like be so influential. Man, that'd be actually crazy. That'd be crazy. You know, actually, I was thinking about writing a book about a nun. I had an idea for a book about a nun and a priest who were friends, and it sounds so like boring, but it actually was going to be pretty interesting. You know, because I mean, obviously, I won't get into the whole story, but you know, I feel like I have a really unique take as a Christian in this day and age. You know, I won't get into like the nitty gritty of everything, but I thought I'd use some of my experience in that and just. You know, not even just because obviously I was never a nun, but I don't know, I had an idea for a story and I thought, you know what, I should write it. And I thought, man, I wonder if I wonder if anybody's gonna get mad at me, or maybe it would influence things. You know, maybe it would actually, who knows, Natasha, maybe the book about the nun, maybe I should write that. Maybe that would heavily influence something, you know, people to be nicer. You never know. Yo Soy Yo donated and said, the best days to write a villain is when you're having a bad day. Take that advice. Actually, I wrote this other story where it's like a very morally gray character, and I think I wrote it when I was not having the best time of my life. And actually it came out pretty well. She became a staple character in my repertoire of stories that I'm trying to finish. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You don't even know what a Katori is? A Katori's a whammon. She's a whammon. And actually, the name Katori derives from the Hopi tribe. It means spirit. Oh, Dante's oh, okay. Thor was actually telling me about this recently. Okay, yeah, it's about the layer, the caste system and layers of hell. I forgot about. Yeah, he was telling me about that. Okay, I know what you're talking about, Natasha. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, I understand. I completely understand now. I completely understand. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's all about interpretation, right? And sometimes, like, your interpretation can be pretty compelling and actually can change how someone views something. So, yeah, you never know. Yeah, I should write that nun story now. Challenge some views. Yeah, Neb. This was back when I was searching up a lot about Native American ancestry, or just Native American, like, there's so many tribes, and each tribe has its own culture, so it's, like, really hard to, like, pinpoint everything, but, like, I was always interested in it as a whole because I knew it was in my own ancestry line, and since everybody in my family did not keep track of anything, I have no documentation whatsoever to figure out what tribe I'm from, which is really sad. All I have is you take the DNA blood tests, but like there's not enough documentation of Native American tribes for obvious reasons. So there's no way for that. There's no way that a simple blood test would be not blood test, but there's no way. What am I talking about? I didn't take a blood test. There's no way that a simple DNA test would be able to, like, tell me what tribe I'm from. They could tell me a region, but, like, that could be anything, but anyways, in my search, I'm just, like, learning about different things. I came across the name Katori from the Hopi tribe, and I really liked the name. I was like, I just really liked it. I didn't know why, and I wrote it down, and so yeah, when I was writing the book that I had, I just it was like, the book that I'm writing currently for myself, It actually came about for a writing workshop. We had to write something in that was already starting with a conflict. And it was in media res. And so my brain just went for something and off I flew. And I was like, what name do I use for the main character? And I remember I had that name written down somewhere. I think it was just written like on like the sticky note on my PC, like your sticky notes on your PC. And I was like, I'll use that. And so I used it. And yeah, no, that's how she came to be. At least the name anyways. Yeah, I'm a wholesome spirit. Spirit wholesome, huh? Oh, Ty donated and said, when is Luke Skywalker's birthday? May the 4th be with you. May 4th. The day Luke was born. Oh, Ty. Oh, Ty. Yeah, you're right, Natasha. That is true. Kiwi's name does not derive from the kiwi fruit. I think I talked about this. It was from Kiwi Danach, and I think that's how you pronounce it, Kiwi Danach, and it's a I forgot what hers means. Oh, what does hers mean? It was yeah, Kiwi Danach, and then we shortened it to Kiwi after a while. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I since I was using that as an alias, she was like, oh, what's mine? I'm like, I don't know. I had a lot of different Native American names, like I wrote down that I liked. So that was like one of the ones on the list. And so I thought it was kind of just funny. it was not, I shouldn't say funny, but like it was a really long, the name looks really long, and I think that's what intrigued me about it. And so I was like, hey, you should use that, and then we shortened it to Kiwi. Because we thought, it was like, like there's so many Kiwis out there. We had to make this a little more unique. You know what I mean? Just a little more unique. A little more unique. So yeah, actually it's actually not just kiwi. So she's not just a generic kiwi fruit or kiwi bird. She's a Kiwi Danach. And I don't think that one's from the Hopi tribe. Let me see if I can type it in. Oh, good. I spelled it right. I do remember how to spell it. Yeah, it's Chippewa, and that's what it is. It's from the Chippewa tribe. Woman of the Wind. That makes sense. It just reminded me of when we went to Florida one time when we were younger, and the wind was blowing, and she just had her hands out, and the wind was I don't know, that's why I laughed. It just reminded me back when we were kids, and she was just like, the wind was like blowing through her hair. It looked like she was gonna blow away. She's the woman of the wind. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Kiwi Danach. I'm pretty sure I've been pronouncing it right. It's been a long time since I pronounced it. I know before I used to look it up a lot because I didn't want to mispronounce it. Kiwi. Oh, so there's two different ways. Okay, so I've been pronouncing it right. There's just two different ways to pronounce it, but it's, yeah, Kiwi Danach. Yeah. All right, cool. Cool. That's a very interesting lore stream. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have quite a few donations. Missed. That is not good. Inept donated, and let's see. This is me, Katori and Inept. So me and Inept, not my book character. Yeah, you know what? If I ever go back to writing that book, it's gonna be really confusing because I'm so attached to the name Katori now. I'm gonna have to like really separate myself. Anyways, okay, we're gonna give Inept a slightly deeper voice. That'll be easier. So I say, it's too cold. I couldn't stay out to see the northern lights. It's alright. They're not as beautiful as you. Oh, beautiful. They're not as beautiful as you. Is that so? Nope, no blush. I don't want to be annoying and be flustered every time you pick on me. pick on you. Oh, you love it. Never said I didn't. Nah, dude. Nept is like, he's always posting blushing emojis inside the Discord. Always, always. Let's see. Bobby donated and said, this was my novella in a nutshell. A tomboy orphan raised by a werewolf. Best friend is a necromancer. The neighbor is a vampire. The mayor is a cyborg. Oh my goodness. The school principal is a dragon, and the main character, she is unfiltered, unapologetically wanted to hear your thoughts. This is there's a lot going on. I mean, I guess I'm assuming it's a very I'm assuming this is probably like a very like magically themed town, or like not magically themed, but like I don't want to say supernatural either, but there are fantasy elements to this town, right? Like that's what I'm assuming, because you got vampires and necromancers and werewolves and a cyborg in there, which is interesting. Because like you see necromancers and vampires and dragons and werewolves and stuff like that in stories, but I've never seen that mixed in with a cyborg, so that's interesting. I guess I would just be interested in seeing how it all flows together, because it's all like there's all these different things that, you know, when you all list them together, at least the cyborg wouldn't seem like it goes together with everything, but it very well could. I mean, I'm a firm believer in, if you write it well enough and the story is that intriguing, then it could most definitely work, you know. So I'm just intrigued, you know, and also now we have the theme of it being a novella. I'm just interested. I guess it seems like, you know, I'm just interested in seeing like how the town works as a whole. I think that's very intriguing. So yeah. I mean, just from having the characters listed, you know, it's like I'm not really sure how everything works together, but it's interesting to see how they would. Iron donated and said, I've made several religions in my writings. Not all of them are from the same series. Emerald Order, Dragonist Paganism, Temple of the Engine, and Diamond Coven. These all sound very interesting. I like Temple of the Engine. It just sounds interesting. It sounds interesting to me. I've never seen engine used before, like, as a made-up religion, so that's interesting to me. Temple of the Engine. I just picture like this massive temple that has like this industrialized temple with like smoke coming out of it. Like that's where my brain went. Oh, so this is between me and Tagger. Okay, okay, the voices are different. Let's see how I could probably do this. So I say, Tagger, why are you with Neko, Kuro, and Bobby? I'm basically a furnace, Katori. Room for one more? Come on in. Oh, opens arms. Come on in. I mean, I don't mind the cold, but I like to live. So if it's gonna be like negatives out, you know, having a little bit of heat just to regulate my body heat will be nice. Especially for my hands and feet. They get cold. They get cold so fast. Garrick Anderson donated and said, idea for Navi GF. Give her avatar clothing. What? Isn't Charity wearing, like, avatar attire? They don't really wear a lot. Or do you mean, like, more stylized clothing? Or, like, the listeners giving her clothing? I think. I'm not really sure. Because I think, I mean, unless you just mean, like, giving her more. But, like, she's wearing probably generally what the Navi would wear. Dark the Spy Soldier donated and said, what I'd find hilarious is, so listener, your name, comes home from work and Superwoman is sitting there in their living room with a random teenager dressed as her, and to listeners' surprise, that's Superboy, Superwoman's cousin that forgot to tell a listener about. Yeah, they're like, who is this? Like, oh, it's my cousin and his dog. Yeah, we don't have a Superboy yet. We do not have a Superboy yet. That might be an interesting sequel. Meeting Superboy, who trashed your living room. Like, he apologizes. Apologize right now. He's like, I'm sorry. And then she's like, he apologizes. He's so sorry. He doesn't know his own strength yet. He kind of just came in through the wall. You know, and then the dog came in through the wall. I'll get it fixed. I promise. That'd be kind of funny. That's a funny idea, actually. That's a funny idea. That's a funny idea. Bobby donated and said, I'll admit, I get inspiration from real people. That is how I write. People I like. I make them good characters. Not so good antagonists, unless upon request. Yeah, I mean, I guess some characters I based off. I mean, I can't really say all of them are based off of people that I know or have known. A lot of them are actually from imagination, but I probably pull a few things from here and there. But I think mostly they're mainly just made up on my part, I think. Funnily enough. That's interesting. It must be fun to write like based on like real people because you got more stuff to grab from. Yo Soy Yo donated and said, one time listening to your orc audio, I got the idea of a female buff Japanese Oni with her boyfriend who was a warlock. The difference in the dynamic was he was the one who turned her into a flustered mess. Wait. A female buff Japanese Oni. There's a lot going on there. So, like, it was almost like instead of being an orc, she was a female buff Japanese Oni. Yeah, it takes a lot to make Flagger. It takes a lot to make Tagger flustered, so you'd have your work cut out for you. But I guess not with the buff female Oni. So, very cool. Inept donated and said, hey, the interaction that was based on, I didn't post a blush, I posted a smug emoji, mainly because I was worried blushing so much was getting annoying. Nah, it's not annoying. Don't you worry, it's not annoying. It's fine, it's fine. Everybody has their own little quirks, so it's not annoying, don't you worry. Iron, for some reason, Iron's, wait, yeah, I missed one of Iron's donations by accident. Let me see. Iron donated and said, also, here's how to renounce Dragonian. Take Draconian. Oh, pronounce, probably not renounce. How to pronounce Dragonian. Take Draconian and replace the C with a G. Dragonian. Oh, Dragonian. Okay, Dragonian. Also, the Lumbee tribe here in North Carolina finally got federal recognition. Let's go! I've never heard of that tribe, actually. There's so many. You know, I mean, I couldn't have heard of them all, but that's good. I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. I'm glad they finally got their recognition, because sometimes it's hard. You know, you have to have so much documentation and so many people alive that belong to it. It can be kind of hard. So I'm glad that they got it. Matthew Miranda donated and said, Karate GF Setsuko is dating a Greek, I think that's Greek flag, Greek American street brawler. I'm assuming this is a suggestion. That's a really specific suggestion. You want the listener to be a Greek American street brawler while she is a Karate GF Setsuko. I don't think I have enough knowledge for all that. We can always do a Karate GF. I know we talked about like martial arts or like ninja or stuff like that, but that's interesting. That's an interesting suggestion. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Garrick Anderson donated and said, the listener gives her clothing from the Avatar program and she kind of marvels / criticizes some of the clothing presented to her, so she also looks at a catalog. I'm not well versed in the Avatar program. I know you said you read a lot of the comics, because I think you're one that said they read the comics. So if there was like, I'm assuming you're talking about the school, so if there were clothing for the school, I sadly don't know much about it. But that's an interesting concept, like, you know, I guess her looking at different clothing and, you know, it would be like an interaction between her and the listener. So thank you for the suggestion. That's not a Greek flag? Okay, then what flag is that? I don't know. I mean, I guess you're right. Doesn't the Greek flag has more white stripes in it, but I just saw blue and white, so that's where my mind went. Bobby donated and said, also because of past professional jobs, I don't blush. The maid dress was the closest to me turning red, so I get where you're coming from. Can't blame you for trying, you know. I wasn't trying to make anyone blush. I was just holding up my end of the bargain. I was expecting it to be more like of a funny thing, because, like, you know, I don't wear maid dresses. I'm not really a girly girl. I don't own a lot of cutesy stuff, so it was kind of just like a funny haha thing. But yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I just too, Bobby. I don't really blush that easy or get flustered that easily. And that's not to say that I never will. I'm not saying, oh, haha, I never will, but it just hasn't, not really something that's akin to me. So, but no, never say never, I guess. Nev donated and said, not gonna lie, I was having way too much fun wearing my maid outfit, and I am not afraid to admit it. LOL. I mean, you know, I don't really wear cutesy stuff. It's not my thing. It's not my style. But I mean, it wasn't like I was dying. It was kind of fun to, like, you know, try something that I usually don't do. You know, that usually isn't something that's within your repertoire, you know. I usually like to look more ethereal when I do photo shoots, or more tough, or more like of a cooler character. I mean, half of my cosplays are men, so, but, you know, it's, yeah, I don't really own any cutesy maid stuff. That's not what I own, so I had fun too. It was interesting, so I'm glad you had fun, Neb. I'm glad you had fun. That's good to hear. Anor Malin Joyer, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but they donated and they said, can we get a country girl ASMR for Valentine's Day, please and thank you. We have a little bit of a country girl, kind of. She's the farmer's daughter. She's a peach farmer. So she's a bit country, but I know technically we haven't done like a country girl yet, like, you know, like someone maybe who like is really into like a horse rider, or maybe she's a cowgirl or something like that. So maybe we can have more of that in the future. I'm not opposed to it. I think my southern accent has come along a lot better. But anyways, let me read this one last donation and then we'll wrap things up here. Let me see, because I need to breathe. Dark the Spy Soldier donated and said, so Superwoman and okay, so this is he suggested before about how we should have Superboy in the Supergirl videos, because we haven't had that yet, which was kind of a funny idea, and so I think that's what this is based on. I don't know if it's based on the idea that I had after that, where they barged in through the wall, but we'll see. So Superwoman says, we're giving him the name Kevin. That's funny. So Superboy's Kevin. Kevin, apologize now. Superboy speaks alien language. I don't know what Superman's language sounds like, so we're just gonna say speaks alien language. Speaks alien language. In English, you wrecked their living room. Superboy's like, sorry. Sorry. Oh, sorry about him, hon. He's still new to Earth and still learning English. He's just like, sorry. Like, he just like, yeah, I don't really know why your wall's so important, dude. You know, can't you just like fix it real quick? You don't like the crystalline, you know, like you don't like the crystalline super base? Or the fortress of solitude. But anywho, you know, that's actually a funny idea. Maybe we will do that at some point in the future. That's pretty funny. All right, y'all. Well, since we are rounding up on 8 o'clock and I need oxygen, but actually, other than that, I probably should eat something, because I kind of didn't eat too much before I streamed. And in case anyone's new, because I don't know if we have any newcomers here today, some new lurkers maybe, at the end of my stream, I usually end around 8 o'clock, and as become tradition, somehow my mother likes to come down and say hello to you all, because she likes saying hello to you and she can't stand it. So.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great evening. I hope any of you who are in that line of that winter storm are hunkering down and being safe. I pray that you all stay safe and don't get any power outages or any issues with your homes. We have about negative degrees here that started yesterday, and we're trying to stay as toasty warm as we possibly can. It looks like Mr. Smee has graciously put my link to my YouTube channel in the chat, and tomorrow I will have a new video out for you guys. For any of you guys who are feeling like you're just burned out or overwhelmed, I think that will help you. So look out for that tomorrow. I will be posting it probably sometime between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will also put a note out on my Twitter when it does get live.
And Ty donated and said, my friend asked me to get 6 cans of Sprite from the shop. I realized when I got home that I had picked 7.
Oh, Ty, I love that. I've never heard that one before. I love it. Don't you love it? I love it.
It's
a great play on words. I love it.
Oh, thank you, Ty. Thank you. All right. Well, you guys, I'm probably gonna wrap things up here because it's almost 8:10, and I probably need to eat a little bit of
Oh
something.
man, there's some people I didn't get to say hello to.
But yeah. So
I see you all saying hello.
As far as I know, I don't think there's any other updates I need to give. In case people didn't know, everything is up on the Etsy shop now. All the merchandise is now up, and I think that's about it. I know that I haven't really technically put out the merchandise commercial yet that I usually do, but it's been so crazy. And technically, I did announce it in post, so if people read it, if you know, you know. But I do want to do one because they are kind of fun to make, so maybe I'll do that over the next week or so. So. All right, you guys, thank you for coming and hanging out. Please stay warm and stay safe for anybody who's going to be affected by the other areas. I really hope and pray that you guys won't be affected too bad from the snowstorms. So
I will be praying for you guys, and I have all of my Twitter followers praying for you too.
So thank you guys for coming, and I hope you guys have a lovely evening. Stay toasty, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, Mr. Wanapon donated and said goodbye. Good night, Katori and Mama Tori. Good night, Mr. Wanapon. And you guys are donating right when I'm trying to leave. Sai says, it's just a Sai saying, Katori, did you practice your breathing? I say, looks down, maybe. Sai says, what did I say about breathing once in a while? You not my mom, but I try. Okay. I'm assuming that's me saying that. Sorry, I'm trying to go and read it fast so I didn't have time to figure it out. But anyways, yeah, no. Who needs to breathe when you got a lot to say? So, all right, you guys, bye-bye. I'll talk to y'all next week. Bye-bye. But no, thank you for the donations. Thank you.